Here.
Mr. Merle Elmusic,
Here.
Mr. Repko,
Here.
Dr. Zorch,
Here.
Mr. Hauser is absent.
The hearing of visitors, part one. This is the time anybody who has any concerns or questions on the any items on the agenda can speak. You go to the podium, say your name and the city or township you live in, and you have 3 minutes limit. If there's something you'd like to speak of that isn't on the agenda, there's a time at the end of the meeting for that. Seeing no one, I move for the adoption of Resolution 98, approval of minutes.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Mr. Nichols, Solicitor's Report.
I recommend that you move on resolution number 99 to approve the settlement agreement and release regarding student number 1.
Motion on the floor.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This resolution passes. Education and planning, Mrs. May.
Thank you. We have our students present this evening, Kiro and Michael, for the student report.
So for the high school, for athletics, the girls field hockey team concluded their playoff run, finishing as the Whitfield runner-ups. The girls soccer team also won 2 playoff games in their Whitfield tournament. The girls volleyball team made it to the semifinals for their Whitfield tournament. And then for the football team, they finished, they lost the second round in the playoffs on Friday. And on the 3rd was the art gala. So we had students present all the pieces that we had selected from the art museums to all the participants and everyone who came to the event. And then for junior high, the Top Cats program luncheon, 8 students were nominated by 8 teachers, and a lunch will be provided for them for all the students who were nominated, along with 2 of their family members and then also the teachers. And then for the elementary schools, for Mountain View, on the 23rd of November is the annual Turkey Bowl. From December 6th through 9th is the Santa Sale, and then December 15th is the 5th and 6th grade band and chorus concert. And then for Bagley, the kindergarten turkey show for parents is November 16th. The Minute to Win assembly is on November 23rd, and then the 5th and 6th grade choral concert is the 1st of December, and the band concert for the 5th and 6th grade is the 7th. And for LES, the December 5th and 8th is holiday shopping, and then their 5th and 6th grade band and chorus concerts are both on the 8th of December.
Do you know what piece is the final piece? Art book? Do you know what the art piece the students picked for the final? I was at the art gallery, but they had 3 out.
Yeah, so the number 1 selection for the student vote was Presence by Rachel Kling. And then student council was also voting on them. I don't think we have the final vote in quite yet, but I believe it was in between the Presence one, and then also there was like a koi fish painting that they had too. So those were the 2 top paintings that were selected so far. Yeah. Any other questions?
His reporting on the junior high luncheon kind of reminded me of the Breakfast of Champions, and we haven't gotten back to that at all since
We have,
pandemic.
and we just talked about this the other day. Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, that was a wonderful event.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Any other questions? Good.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Enrollment report, Mr. May.
The enrollment report is attached. If you have any questions, just let me know.
We're going to have a 6th grade camp review with Mrs. Melissa Borio, and we enjoy her every year, so thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Great, so we have Mrs. Borio here. She's one of our phys ed teachers at Mountain View Elementary School, but also our 6th grade camp coordinator. Melissa, how many years is this going to be?
I'm not sure. It might be 10. I don't do countdowns for anything.
Yes.
I just
do what is
So,
there.
about
in front
10
of you.
years.
So I think it's about 10 years.
Prior to that, she was obviously very much involved in sixth grade camp. I know that all of us here know the importance of sixth grade camp, being a part of it for many years. So let's hear about it from last year and what we're thinking about for this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I sort of downsized the presentation that I did to parents and students because those of us that have been to camp, you know, we know a lot about it, we love it. But I know that a lot of you have never had the opportunity to be there, and so I thought just seeing maybe a few things while I'm talking might give you an idea of some of the things that we do, and hopefully this is going to hide. Yeah, that should not be, Mrs. Golden, that shouldn't be showing every slide. Some of those slides are, but that's okay, we can show them. That's fine, we don't need to change it. Well, I want to thank you for inviting me to come speak. I always appreciate being able to talk about sixth grade camp. It's near and dear to my heart and kind of a year-round thing. It's always on the back of my mind. Last year was kind of the return to normalcy, if you could sort of put it that way, for sixth grade camp. We returned to staying overnight in the cabins, and we also returned to serving our meals family style in the dining hall, which actually that just kind of flew past there. When we were sort of in our COVID time, we went cafeteria style. So students weren't passing food around and other students weren't setting the table. But the manners and setting the table was a big part of camp as well. So we were happy to get back to that last year. We also got back to our traditional full schedule of activities during the daytime, and there was a slide up there, different activities. We have a lot of core subject matter that we teach in an outdoor setting, in addition to PE activities. And then in the evening, we have a lot of nice activities that we do with the students as well. Their time is very scheduled up there. Oh, there we go, academic lessons. We do a flag raising every morning. We have a lot of kids that are in Scouts, and they're very happy and proud to volunteer to help with that. Last year, Latrobe Elementary attended first, May 16, 17, and 18. The final count for at camp was 86 students, 26 teachers, and 22 high school camp counselors. We also had a few students who were transported to Camp Daly, Bobby, Gino, and Lori, and one student came during the daytime with a parent acting in the capacity of an aide. We really do everything that we can so that students can attend in whatever is their own best capacity. Mountain View came next, came up on May 18, 19, and 20. Their attendance count last year was 72 students, 25 teachers, and 25 counselors. A little bit lower than normal, but we'll get into that in a minute. And Bagley rounded out camp last year, May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Their student attendance was 71 students with 21 teachers and 27 high school counselors. First fish, you have to kiss the fish. The biggest, most glaring difference last year that kind of took me back was the number of students who did not attend camp. LES only had 8, Bagley had 9, Mountain View had 16 students that did not attend camp, which was really unusual over all the years that I've been involved in camp, which is probably 16 years now total. We've always tried to have all the students be there. As you know from past years, we never have a student that would ever miss camp for financial reasons. We always cover any need financially. What we were thinking were maybe some of the possible reasons. There were a few schedule conflicts, which sometimes we can work around those as well. Very rarely is it a behavioral issue, but I think last year we were dealing with some COVID fears and some strong attachments that the students maybe formed over that time when they were at home for a couple of years during COVID, and they weren't ready to step away for an overnight camp. So I'm hoping, I always like when there's 100% attendance from the school, so I'm hoping that this year we'll get everybody or get more students, to attend. So with your approval, that being said, I'd like to move forward to plan this camping experience for this year's sixth graders. I do think that we'll get more students back, and we've had a nice outpouring of donations from some parents as well. They'll pay for their own child and they'll say, oh, here, this is for another child that maybe might need some help. And it's so heartwarming. It shows us that the parents really support the camping experience as well. Thank you for your time and your support of camp over all these years. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
You do an amazing job, Melissa, you and teachers and all the counselors. It's
The
really
human day, I call it.
such a fun place to go.
It's great. I hope you come back even though.
Yeah, it's, and what's really fun is listening to the little guys, like the third, fourth, and fifth graders talking about it already. That's really.
Yeah, I think it's such a great thing in the district that students anticipate their opportunity to come to sixth grade camp. And they get so excited to get there, and then when they get there, everything they thought and more is what
Oh,
they'll
it's such
say.
a beautiful facility.
It is.
It's really.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I think too, the experience for the sixth graders, but then also the senior high students that come as counselors, like it's a great experience for them, and what a great way to give back and show their gratitude for sixth grade camp. I just had a senior with me recently taking a football jersey to Mountain View, and he was talking about sixth grade camp as a sixth grader, but then he was talking because he went last year as a counselor, and he said he can't wait to go back again this year. His question to me was, if I go to sixth grade camp, would I miss the senior walk through the elementary buildings? And I said, actually, that's one thing that we changed a few years back. We shifted camp so that there aren't any seniors that miss the elementary walkthroughs due to camp, because I think the 1 year it did interrupt, and then from there we moved it.
Yes.
So it's a great thing for our sixth graders, but then also for our high schoolers as well.
I love how excited the high school students get to come up there. Yeah, and I'll tell you, last year when we were there is when the incident happened at Uvalde. And to be there with some of those older students who were getting information, because the younger kids weren't allowed to have any electronics, they didn't know about it. But just being able to sit down with, some of the high school kids and tell them how much they were valued and how much we wanted them to be there. It was kind of touch my heart a lot. So it's hard to pick. I always say I want to bring everybody. So I can't bring everybody, but get as many as I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will make the same offer that I make every year. If any of you want to go to camp, just let me know. You can ride up with me. I like to go at least one day with each school. Last year, because of circumstances, I was only able to get up one day. But if you're interested in going to camp, just let me know and you can ride up with me. The only caveat is, there's only been one board member that's ever taken me up on it, and now he helps out at camp. So, that's right.
I just go by myself, I'm not going with big.
Thank you, Mrs. Borio, for the work that you put into an experience that we know transcends the educational process.
It is a pleasure. Thank you.
I will move for adoption of resolution 100 to approve sixth grade camp program and dates as listed.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Resolution passes.
I move for adoption of resolution number 101 to approve the amendment to the contractual agreement between Intersite LLC and Greenville Latrobe School District for the 22-23 school year. Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded, are there any comments or questions?
also move for adoption of resolution number 102 to approve a letter of agreement between Eastern University and Gregory Tripp School District, and this is mostly for student teaching and field experience.
Second. Moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Resolution passes.
I move for adoption of resolution number 103 to approve the Gregory Tripp School District annual Title I federal programs teacher equity plan for the 22-23 school year. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Are there any questions, comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Resolution passes. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. May. Finance, Mr. Music?
Oh, thank you. I move for the adoption of resolution number 104, which is the treasurer's report.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Resolution passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 105, which is the payment of bills.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? And that passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 106, which is to authorize the homestead farmstead exclusion application mailing.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed? And that resolution passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 107, which is to approve the Greater Lake Shore School District Act 57 of 2022.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or comments on that? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? And that resolution passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 108, which is to approve the tax appeal settlement.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? And that resolution passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 109, which is a grant, which is for design pathways to competitive integrated employment.
Lori, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. This was a grant that we applied for and received to help support our students who receive special education services as they transition out of high school. The bulk of the grant will be used to purchase a $30,000 pre-employment, pre-vocational lab where the students can work through task boxes or hands-on kits from 5 different career pathways that will align with their current career pathways to give them some hands-on skills prior to possibly choosing a career and technical center shop or going directly into the workforce. The rest of the grant money will be used to further support our community partnerships with our existing NEXT program.
Thank you.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? That resolution passes.
The finance committee meetings are attached to the board's agenda, that's on February 18th. And the next finance committee meeting will be on Tuesday, December 6th, and that'll be at 5:30 in the senior principal library.
Mr. Music, Facilities, Operations, and Planning. Heidi, Mrs. Kozar, will you take that?
I move for the adoption of resolution number 110 to award proposal quotes and/or bids for capital improvements and equipment replacements.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? That resolution passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 111 to award the subscription program agreement with Turk Tank Inc.
It's moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
Can we talk about what this is, Mr.
Sure.
Thomas?
This is a
really
subscription.
cool.
It is very cool.
Very cool.
It is a subscription program with a group out of Georgia with a robotic
GPS controlled paint striper for athletic fields. So it basically reduces our amount of time that we have to do as far as placing that striping not only at Memorial Stadium, but Rotary, and at Rossi. Even though it's a synthetic field, we do stripe that as well for different sports. Reduces our man hours to do that work and also reduces our paint usage as well. So this is something we can allocate resources elsewhere. As far as your time, we have a brand new logo at the stadium, Memorial Stadium, which takes more time to do that work as well. This is a subscription program that basically is a robot organized by, or operated by GPS, by a tablet. Our guys hit a couple buttons and it'll lay out all the striping minus the numbers on its own, probably about a quarter of the time.
And I also got a commitment from Mr. Thomas that he'd allow some of our students to check and maybe help. Because it would tie in so well with some of the things we're doing, right?
Yes.
He did. He was very generous.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? And that passes.
Our last facilities meeting was November 10th, and our next one will be December 8th. And that concludes my report about the
This is good. Student activities and recreation, Mr. Music.
Thank you. I move for the adoption of resolution number 112, which is the 2022-2023 school club officers and sponsors.
Sorry.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That resolution passes.
I move for the adoption of resolution number 113, which is the award bids for the community board trip.
Second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That resolution passes.
And that completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Music. Community relations, Mrs. Mays.
Yes, thank you. Attached are the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting minutes from September 15th, 2022. And the next Latrobe GLSD Parks and Recreation Commission meeting will be held Thursday, November 17th at 4:30 p.m. in the Latrobe Municipal Building. And I'll keep going, okay? The summary of the WIU board meeting minutes will be are attached for your approval from the meeting on October 25th, 2022. And the next WIU committee meeting will be held on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the WIU board meeting room.
Thank you, Mrs. Mays. Transportation, Mr. Music.
No report this evening.
EWCTC Joint Operating Committee, Mrs. Guzzo.
Thank you. The meetings from our previous meeting on October 26th are an attachment. And our next meeting is the reorg meeting, which is really the high point of our social season, let's be honest. I hope you will all attend. It's December 7th, 7 p.m. And it's be there. The food's amazing. For no other reason, aside from all the other reasons, you should go. Because our students prepare it and they're amazing. Their chef is phenomenal.
We have our yearly joint area board meeting, and every so often there's a little bit of struggle to get a quorum, so as many people as can possibly come, for all the reasons Heidi said, but also to get a quorum. The term is always well attended.
We're well attended usually, and it's just a really nice evening. I was telling Mr. Kremke, it's fun because not only is it the joint area board who runs the school, but it's the occupational advisory board. It's all these other community boards are there as well to celebrate the school. And the students are on site, these community leaders and stakeholders that we should be interacting with are all there walking through the buildings. We all have different assigned shops that we go to, and it's a really lovely. It's all up and running. I hope you can all attend. And that concludes my.
Mrs. Cozart, and I'm looking forward to Mrs. Mercer. Board policy, Mrs. Cozart?
Yeah, I just have one thing. You all received an email from PSBA talking about your insurance, and you're automatically enrolled in the insurance program, but if you would like to increase your insurance coverage, there is a flyer at your desk talking about what you need to do, and you also can react or respond to the email that you received if you prefer or would like to increase your coverage. And I'm not sure where to put this, but I was hoping I could talk about this as a Education Foundation board member. This is a big fundraiser for the Gregory Church Partners in Education Foundation, and it's only every other year that we're able to do it. And through the kindness of River City Brass, I mean, this is one of their big concerts, and people, we know, Jessica will tell you that there are groupies that follow them, who come to our school, who've never been here or don't know anything about us, but they're following River City Brass. And that's a real focus for us as a school district. And through the generosity of everyone who's attended these concerts in the past, we were able to raise enough money to replace the band shells, correct?
That's
Am I correct?
You are
And that was a very large expense, and it was purely from this.
Yes.
So we didn't have to come back to the board asking for money to help keep the auditorium and the band shells up to date. So I hope you can all attend. It's a lovely.
And the first concert was in 2019.
Right.
Again, they were set to come in 2021, but obviously issues keeping them away, so they're back now. Ryan Checkai actually did a very nice interview Saturday morning on the Good Morning Latrobe show on WCNS. I happened to catch it.
Because your life is so full.
Why are you laughing so hard? Because I'm up in the morning to listen? Okay. But he did a very nice job of capturing the essence of that event, not just the concert, but the fact that our students and our band and our choral students get to perform with and learn with members of the River City Brass. So it's an instructional moment as much as a performance moment as well.
So I hope you can all attend. Thank you.
Okay. Technology, there's no report, the superintendent's recommendations.
I ask the board to move on resolution number 114 to approve resignations as listed.
Second.
Moving second, are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Wait, listen, I have a question.
Yes.
Who's this infamous Kathleen? She has no last name.
No.
Brandon
It's
Reed.
on the.
Oh!
You made me look like a fool, huh?
Which is not hard to do, I know. But, pardon me? Oh, yeah, she's very, it's on the next page, sorry, Jay. It's his fault. It's his fault.
Any other questions on 114?
Heidi, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm all done. Thank you.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 115 to approve the substitute teachers as listed. We did vote.
Yeah.
We did.
There, Heidi, I took all the pressure off.
Never ask any questions. Ever. So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That resolution passes.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 116 to approve support personnel classified as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? That resolution passes.
Ask the board to move on resolution number 117 to approve support personnel supplemental as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? That resolution passes.
Ask the board to move on resolution number 118 to approve the 2022-23 winter sports coaches in their salaries.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that resolution passes.
November is one of those interesting months where, you know, we go through essentially the first 9 weeks of school with very limited days off. And then it's like we hit November, and you've got Veterans Day, you've got conferences, and you just come back from conferences this week, so you have a 4-day week this week, and we're right into, you smile when I say we're right into Thanksgiving. So you look at the students and they're smiling because we are at Thanksgiving break next week. So we do have an early dismissal on the 23rd, followed by our break from the 24th to the 28th. Just a note, our board meeting's coming up. We do have the reorganization meeting on Tuesday, December the 6th. That's at 6:30, so executive session will start at 6. The committee of the whole meeting that night starts at 7, followed by our regular board meeting on December the 13th. That concludes my report.
During the visitors part 2, it's an opportunity for anyone in the audience to come forward with any concerns they may have. Again, please state your name, the city or township you reside in. When you step to the podium, you can notice at 3 minutes.